So how do we know what is the important work we need to be doing and prioritizing with all of the things that are on our to-do list? And one of the options that we have available to us that's widely known is called the Eisenhower matrix. And the Eisenhower matrix basically looks at, is this thing important and is it urgent? Right? So as a thing increases in urgency, it has a tighter deadline, right? That deadline may be in a few hours, it may be in a few days, but it's not years down the line. As a thing is more important to us, this has greater implications for the work that we're doing, the role that we're playing, the objectives that we're trying to deliver to. And so this work that is both urgent and important, this is the space ideally that we want to be playing in. Now, one of the risks of looking at this matrix is that a lot of times what gets our attention is the urgent thing that is actually not that important. And this is very easy to fill and flood our to-do lists. So one of the questions that's also available to us is, how do we determine what is important? And there's a similar matrix also available to us, except this time it is based on two things of consequence and reversibility. Now, what do those two things mean? Reversibility is about, can I take this thing back? So, say you're hiring somebody. You can hire somebody and later get rid of them. Now, there are costs associated with that, right? But you are stuck. You're not stuck with that person forever. There are options for you to move if that person's not the right fit for the team. Firing somebody is rarely reversible, right? It is very likely that somebody's going to take it well that you've let them go, right? And that person may be lost to you forever, right? This can also apply to the outfit you wear. You get to wear a new outfit tomorrow. The food you eat, you get to eat a food later. Business merger, that may be something where you only have time to get that right once. So this reversibility of how quickly can I overcome or bounce back from this thing, we want to spend a lot of time on the things that are not reversible. Now, what about consequence? Consequence is something that only you really get to decide, but what are the implications of this thing, right? A high consequential decision could have serious financial implications for your team. It could have serious effects to the morale of your team, right? You get to sort of decide what is important to your team, to your organization, to your values. But the things that are both high consequence and high reversibility, those are things that we know we want to spend a lot of time on, right? Making that decision and figuring out, what do we need to do here because this thing is so important to us, right? So that is a high priority. And the things that are low consequence and easily reversed, maybe that's a decision you want to delegate, right? But by using these two matrices side by side, right, and sort of to complement each other, we can very quickly figure out what is important and what are the consequences that we need to be thinking about when we're prioritizing the next thing.